thinking about, I feel confident. I think I got this. All right. Are we all ready? Okay.
Ready.
All right. Well, welcome to Meanwhile at the Castle podcast. I'm Queen Emily.
I'm Queen Deborah.
And we are queens of our castles, keeping the domestic arts alive. It's May 3rd today, and we're back. Yay! It's wonderful. And today is Friday, so it's the weekend.
Oh, it's Friday?
It is Friday.
I've been thinking it's Friday since Monday, seriously. Every day I'm like, okay, and it's Friday. I'm like, it's like, Mom, it's Monday. And the next day, it's Friday. No, it's not.
Yesterday, I went to go buy my favorite drink, and they're always on sale on Wednesdays. And then they charged me the full price. It's a...
From Sonic?
No, it's not Sonic, but it's at this drink place called Splash, and it's like Coke with flavors in it. Anyway, okay. But they always have all their drinks on sale on Wednesday. And I pulled through and I ordered my drink, and then he charged me the full price, and I was like, but it's Wednesday. And he goes, no, it's Thursday. So I've been off all week as well.
That's okay. I just live like it's Friday every day.
Live like it's Friday. Good mantra. So let's see, what is going on in your life, Deborah?
There's been a lot happening. First of all, we need to mention the super sad, shocking news of the fire for the Notre Dame Cathedral. That was so heart-wrenching to see.
It's been a news cycle filled with tragedies and shootings and violence and all kinds of horrible things.
So that was really sad, but that was also one of the moments where we gathered the family together, because we're like, this is something that you remember, this time in life when this happened, you know, there's moments like that. Okay, this is bugging me. We just spent forever fixing it, and now what happened?
I think I bumped it.
Okay, anyways, so there was that. Okay, So my husband's cousin, his name is Dax Raymond, and he has played football for University of Utah. I probably have that wrong. Utah State.
Probably University.
Wow, I'm going to be in so much. Well, I am not a really, none of my family were big into sports, but as of right now, we are now suddenly going to be following the Chicago Bears.
Oh, wow.
Because he was drafted, the NFL draft happened just a little bit ago, and he was has a rookie contract now with the Chicago Bears. So we are now Chicago Bear fans.
Well, there you go. That means that you have to start knitting all the hats like Amber on Yarn Hoarder podcast.
I don't have as much knitting mojo for the same colors again and again.
The blue and yellow.
So, anyways,
and the orange, yeah.
That's exciting.
That is exciting.
And another fun thing is we finished phase 2 of our backyard project.
What was phase 2?
Phase 2 was our outdoor furniture, getting the furniture.
Oh, so okay, I do know about phase 2. I'm like, is phase 2 new?
No. Phase 1 was all of the crazy digging up all the trees and the roots and fixing the foundation and all that stuff, and pouring cement pads and putting up the structure. Anyways, it was all the structural part. So phase 2 is the furniture and lighting. So next year we'll work on phase 3. So.
Well, good job. And
so
it is beautiful out there. It's
and we haven't had a lot of opportunities to enjoy it yet because, like we said, winter and spring in the same day.
Yeah.
So.
But summer is coming, and then we'll just have to hang out in your backyard all the time.
Yes, except for then it will be too hot.
So we just need robust young gentlemen with large fans.
That was really interesting. So, I do have an industrial, it's like this big, this fan that my husband built that we put on this umbrella stand, and he put misters around the center of it because when we do our outdoor events, it's just so hot that we had set that up so that we had this space for volunteers to come and cool off. So we could put that out there as long as we always wanted to look like this. Like
and be slightly damp from the mist.
Just like
Oh my goodness.
There's only 2 speeds. Like ultra
and tornado.
And tornado.
Speaking of tornadoes, our cute friend Tiffany Larry of Southern Sparrow Handmade, she is in Louisiana. Do I get extra points if I say Louisiana? Because I don't know. Or maybe I get points taken away. That's probably
like, don't even try.
Don't try.
Don't even try.
But their town was hit with 3 tornadoes, and she was safe. But wow, what a scary, scary thing. So we're so happy that Tiffany, that you're safe and
hopefully
okay. And now she's raising a baby squirrel.
I know.
Who lost its mama
and siblings
so in the tornado.
Its eyes were still closed. They were just at least in the pictures that I saw. So yeah, Tiffany, we need some more updates on the baby squirrel.
Yes, we do.
I think daily updates everybody wants to see on
because
Instagram
you don't
stories.
have any pressure on your life, but we would love to see it.
Nothing else to do.
Oh my goodness.
So
she said that they've raised several baby squirrels in situations like that.
Really?
And then released them, and they've done fine, but this is the youngest one, so I wouldn't either. So let's see. Life update for us. We just picked up Ethan from college, so he's home for the summer, and that's exciting, and it's really good to have him back. And I'm sure that by the end of the summer, it'll be really good for him to go back to school, because that's just what it's like once your children are older.
14 and older.
Well, he's 23, so I mean, it's different, but it's really lovely to have him home, and he and the younger kids have just been, he's so cute with them, and they've been playing games and just having a good time. So that's good. And also we have begun a renovation project in our home.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So you're like, what? So our house, I live in a house that was built in 1985. So it's old, but not like cool and quirky old, just like as in run down and built kind of cheap old. Oh. So it's just worn out. And we, while Ethan was going to be coming home, and his bedroom needed new carpet and everything. So we ended up, redoing his whole bedroom and, patching and painting and new trim and carpet and all of that in his room. And now we're moving to Aria's room, and her room just recently was painted, but we're getting new carpet and baseboards and all of that in there. And then we're just working our way up. So the next project after that will be our basement hall and stairs, and then our big family room. And, that will be a major project.
Are you doing renovation, or are you doing...
Well, I say renovation. I should say just redecorate. But to me, it feels like renovations, especially in the family room. Like our basement hall has never been completely finished. Like our basement was partially finished when we moved in, and we kind of finished this piece, that piece. Mm-hmm. But so that's getting finished. And then in our family room, that we are still on the fence, but there may be some actual demolition and construction happening in there. So anyway, it's exciting. It's kind of a crazy, busy project to take on, but I'm so looking forward, maybe not to the whole process, but to having things updated. And it takes so much time, especially when you're doing something like that in the middle of work and life and living there. Then it takes a lot of time, but I'm really looking forward to it.
When we did our kitchen floor,
yeah,
that was 6 weeks of having no kitchen. It just took forever because my poor husband had to do it in between hours of working, and some steps, took time, and ordering stuff in. And so we moved our kitchen kind of to the garage. I set up a table, and we have a little fridge in our garage, and we had put our grill there, and the grill had a side burner. And so I would go out and cook breakfast in our garage, and would eat in the garage. And that was, at first it was like, oh, well, the weather's nice. It's kind of nice. We're outside now. And after about a week, I was like, I am so done with this. I know.
And after the family room, that's the plan, is to move to our main floor, which is our dining room and kitchen and living room and redoing all the flooring and everything. We probably won't be doing a full kitchen renovation at that point, but some parts of it. So
that's kind of what happens though. When you own a house, you don't move in and you're like, and done. You have to maintain, just to keep it wherever it is requires a lot of maintenance. So if you don't do any maintenance, then you have to do a lot of other things later on. And so
yeah, and it's like our house is always like structurally fine. It's just cosmetically not what I want. Yeah. And that's okay. I mean, I am very, very grateful for our home, and I don't feel like I need to live on the cover of a magazine. I wouldn't want that. I want my home to be comfortable and accessible to people, and them to feel
like they can put their
welcome
feet up.
in at home. Yeah, exactly. But I also do want it to be, better than it is now. So little bits at a time.
By the way, I cut my hair.
Yes, you did. It's so cute.
I cut my hair.
It's adorable.
I love fun.
It. And I'm liking the purple.
Thanks. It's hard. You don't quite see. It's not like super vibrant purple, which next time I'll probably do more vibrant purple. Oh, and I have a tip for you. I forgot I prepared a tip. Are you ready? For those of you that color your hair. Usually after I color my hair, I stay away from people for about 2 to 3 days because the dye around the hairline, you can't really see, but you'll get like right around the hairline when you do a really vibrant color or a dark color, especially if you have fair skin, stains my skin for a long time. And I can put stuff on it or use removers and it still doesn't matter. It just stains it really bad. So I usually try to stay hidden for a while. But this time I stumbled upon something. Everybody will want to know this amazing thing. I was washing my face after, where did I put it? There it is. After coloring my hair. And I like this cleanser. It's by Lush. It's Let the Good Times Roll. And I put it on, I washed my face, and then I looked, and wherever I used that, it was completely gone. There, the staining. And so I started using that all over the place, all around my hairline, completely gone.
It's magic.
It's revolutionary, I'm telling you, because I have used a lot of different things that you put on first, or Vaseline, or all these different things, or stuff to remove it, and I just came to the conclusion I just have to hide for 3 days. I don't have to hide anymore. I'm using this. By the way, I really, really, really like this product as well. I do not get paid to say that. I would be okay getting paid to say that, but I don't. So I really, really, really like this product.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Well, let's see.
It's time for, giveaway news.
Yes.
All right. It has been a long time since we have recorded a podcast, and before that it was quite a while. So 2 episodes ago.
In December. It was December.
It was after December.
No, it was. Oh, no, you're right.
Yeah.
It was
so we had several giveaways. We had a project bag giveaway. And we had a Be My Neighbor Cal giveaway. And none of our giveaway winners contacted us, and so we finally have pulled new winners because I really would be thrilled to keep this bag, but I do not feel good ethically keeping this bag. So
since our lovely friend made this,
I know,
specifically for our viewers,
I know,
really want.
Yeah, that was Margaret. She's knit by Gramsci. And by the way, hi, we're going to see you this next weekend, so that will be nice. So anyways, so we have pulled a new winner, and that was from our YouTube comments on the episode from whenever back when.
It was episode 41.
Good job. Good memory.
Or the comments were on episode.
Sorry, on my phone, I'm having issues here. Okay.
Anyway.
So our new winner, please get in touch with us. Get in touch with me on Ravelry or on Instagram, and my contact information is below, so you can get that information. Our winner is Rena Hanlon. Yay! So Rena, get in contact with me, please.
And she's Rena, I think Rena Gale Knits or Rena Gale on Ravelry. So we're excited for you to have that.
All right, and our other...
Yes, our second giveaway was for our Be My Neighbor Cal, or Be My Neighbor Cal, as we were calling it. And this is the Dainty Dots hat pattern. Well, let me rewind. The person who we draw gets to choose one of these two prizes and then choose a friend to receive the other of these two prizes. So one prize is the Dainty Dots hat pattern by our sweet friend Molly Klein Design, along with this skein of Candy Shop yarns. And this is her Winter Fruits collection on her Bloom DK base. And it's Sugar Plum. So that's prize number 1. You can choose that one. Or the second one is the pattern for the Sweet Bee socks by our lovely friend Jules, who is So Sweet Violet. And along with that, you're going to get a surprise skein of Yarnbrary yarns and classic sock. And the winner for this giveaway is, I don't know if it's La Joya Girl. I'm assuming La Joya Girl. Yeah. And so
from Instagram.
From Instagram, yes.
Just
and on as well as on Ravelry.
Oh, okay.
So you get to contact me and tell me which one of those prizes you want, and also get me your friend's information so that I can get her prize, him or her, their prize. So either this one with the Dainty Dots hat pattern or the socks pattern, Sweet Bee socks, along with Candy Shop or Yarnbrary yarns.
Okay.
Exciting, exciting.
All right. Time for some knitting. Yay, knitting. Finished objects.
Yes. I have a bit of a pile.
You better start.
All right. Well, I'm excited about this one. I'm excited about all of them, but I finished my Birds of a Feather shawl. And it really is so big.
Is this the right
and lovely. Yes.
Okay.
No. I lied. There's the front. Anyway, it's so big and lovely. I have a knot currently tied in this one, and because I like to wear it that way. But it's so huge and fluffy and beautiful and squishy. The main problem is I don't really have much to wear it with. I guess I have to make myself some clothes.
You probably should. I think you should.
Anyway, I love this. This was knit in 2 yarns from Candy Shop Yarns and then 1 Hedgehog Fibers. So this is Deborah's Cotton Candy yarn in bubblegum. And this is her...
sprinkles.
Yes, sprinkles. And what is the base?
Simple syrup.
The simple syrup base. And then this one is a hedgehog, I think it's hedgehog sock in teacup. And I really actually love it with the 2 different colors.
Yeah, it looks really pretty like that.
Of fingering. And I just think it's so pretty. And it's so light for how huge it is. That mohair is just, magical.
Yeah.
I really love your mohair, Deborah.
Thanks.
I love it.
It's fun.
It's just this airy, frothy magnificence. And it's so soft because I'm kind of a baby about things up by my neck. But this is lovely.
Yeah, I was worried it was going to be itchy, but
that silk in it is just...
And that's it.
It doesn't bother me. It's just beautiful. So I love it. It's
very pretty.
And I've been messing with it to try and figure out how I want to wear it, and this is pretty much what I do. But I mean, it's so big. Which I actually really like. Because honestly, let's be honest, if you have a larger bust or a larger lady like I am, then when you wear things that are just right here, it just feels like it's just accenting and making me feel really top heavy. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody else.
Well, and I like larger
So having things that kind of drape longer, I like that. And I like my these long tails. And
I like longer ones so that I don't feel like it's always
you.
going to fall off every second.
Yeah, I mean, this one it's there.
Yeah.
It's just so pretty.
It is pretty. It's lovely.
But I think I need some more neutrals, like for real, like real neutrals, not my version of neutrals. Oh yeah, that's the same one. You're cradling a foot, Deborah. I'm a little bit concerned.
I have it on this form, and I've been walking around with 2 of them, like, because it's just so funny.
I love it. So, beautiful pattern by Andrea Mowry. This is actually the first Andrea Mowry pattern I have knit, I believe. So
yeah, it's the first and only one I've knit.
I'm sure it won't be my last.
There's so many on my list that I really like.
Yes, so many. But let's be honest, she doesn't design a ton of things for, there's a lot of things that are not designed for my size. So I don't tend to knit all of her things. So anyway.
I did knit this sock. I knit one.
Just
because I only needed one.
Well, it's for a sample, right?
It's a shop sample. And the funny thing is, at the end, I decided not to dye this yarn for the fiber fair that I'm going to. So I have one sock. But I like this one because I'm still going to use it because it's the Candy Floss Socks by Emily. And I like it because it's just a simple sock where it's just beyond vanilla, you know, basically, and it's a simple stitch pattern to just do something a little bit different, but also it's my favorite cuff. So
I'm glad you like it.
So I have one sock here, and I just randomly hold this around. It's just so funny. I don't know why I find this so funny. But I walk around, I'm like, hi kids. Okay.
I love it. That's good.
Okay. There's one.
Well, that was your frosting and sprinkles.
Yes,
set.
that was frosting and sprinkles set. So this is the sprinkles. This is the frosting. And I'm just not dyeing it because while I like the color, I don't like dyeing it.
I understand. That I understand.
So I decided I'm not.
Okay, well, speaking of designs, I have something exciting to share with you. This is my new sock design that is coming out on May 12th. And this is called Tenderness. Let's see if I can hold it better. So,
do you want to put it on the form so you can hold it up against your cheek?
I want to put it on the form so you can hold it up against your cheek. How does that sound?
Here.
I don't know if I'm smart enough. Oh, I can. I was like, I remember putting socks on my kids. I hated that. It's a weird pointy toe.
This foot is not shaped like a regular foot. I'm just
it really
going to
isn't.
say.
So this is what these socks look like. They have this cabling detail here, the ribbing, and so on. And I like them, again, I think that I want to call it a better than vanilla. I don't know if it really is better than vanilla because vanilla socks are always so fantastic, but where they're mindless enough to knit that you don't have to pay tons of attention to them. And you can memorize the pattern quickly and things like that. But they also have some interest to them. So it kind of gives you that, oh, just one more repeat. Oh, just one more repeat feeling. And they become kind of addictive. And so those are my favorite kinds of things to knit. And so these are my Tenderness socks. And they are inspired and were originally designed for my mom. And May 12th is Mother's Day here in the US. So that's when I'm going to be releasing the pattern. And they come in 4 sizes and are knit cuff down. So that's pretty awesome. I have some wonderful test knitters finishing up their tests right now, and some who already have. And oh goodness, I am so grateful for gracious test knitters.
You have some fantastic
I have
test knitters.
Some of the just most wonderful, and they're really good at making things better. So, and they're just so wonderful. So I'm very grateful.
That's good. I finished my sweater.
Aww.
My candy
Has
sweater.
it really been that long since
it
we
has, because
podcasted?
I have worn this quite a bit. I have already washed it. We've taken pictures. I've posted about it. It's gotten warm enough that I'm not wearing it now. But I finished it.
It's so
I finished
pretty.
it. My first sweater for me since I was a teenager, and it fit perfectly, so I feel pretty encouraged to knit more sweaters.
It's so pretty on you too.
And I really like the saddle shoulder kind of detail. The saddle shoulder is I'm like, how can I show you? Kind of has this strip that goes down across the top of the shoulder, and then the like raglan kind of shaping starts underneath that. Instead of it going all the way up to the collar, it goes up to the saddle shoulder. And so that fits really nice. And I've made modifications. I have all of the yarns listed on my Ravelry page. So I'm like, it's been so long, I almost feel like, oh, everybody's heard about it, but probably not. Okay, so the pattern is antler sweater, not antler cardigan, but the antler sweater. And I did a fade instead of just color blocking here. And I also didn't do the rolled collar on the top. I did ribbing, and I didn't do the garter section right here. I just did straight stockinette stitch. And there you go.
It's very, very pretty.
The sweater. Love it. It's like a sunset.
It really is. It's very pretty.
Thanks.
Beautiful.
I feel like a real knitter now.
You already were.
I wasn't before in my mind, which is funny because I would have told anybody else that that's ridiculous. But now I feel like I've made one that fits, and so that makes me a real knitter.
You know, it's that imposter syndrome. It just totally can get to you. It gets to me all the time. You know, well, you don't really qualify as whatever it is whatever category, as a real knitter or as a designer or as a whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And
it's a comparison.
Yeah, it's never going to be good for us. All right, next finished project. And I have not even blocked these.
Oh,
honestly,
Emily, for shame.
I don't block my socks unless they have a pattern that I want to open up. Like with these, I blocked them because I wanted to see those pretty cables look all nice and neat. Plus, you know, obviously,
or if you're giving them as a gift,
I'm taking photos of them and so on. Or if I'm giving them as a gift. But like these, they were just a fun pair of socks. I knit them as just a big... I did afterthought heels, actually. I was going to do afterthought everything, but I decided I really like my... I like my cast on edge at the top. So I just decided to just do afterthought heels. And this yarn is, the self-striping is from I don't know how to say it, Fiberlia. And the color is Wonderland. And then this mini is, I believe, is this one of yours? This is a Candy Shop Yarns. I know you gave it to me. I just didn't know if it was one of your colors.
Yeah, it's not it was just a single.
Anyway, but which I love. It's so fun. And I usually do, when I do my afterthought heels, I knit a few rows of plain knitting before decreasing. So
it's a little deeper.
But other than that, I knit it the exact same way as I do my toes. And they're not, I mean, I don't think they fit quite as well as, I'm just always going to love a gusset and heel flap for the fit for me. But
for stripes though,
but they still do fine, and it is nice to have that afterthought with the stripes. So
yeah,
those were fun. And it's funny too, because I had this project and then a couple I'll show you later that were all sitting there, and I posted on Instagram a while back that I just felt like I had lost my mojo. Like I was not interested in anything. Which is so funny because I felt that way for like 2 hours and I was stressed out about it.
I'm upset because I want to knit, but I don't want to knit.
It's not, I mean, I am exaggerating. I think that I was kind of feeling just for a while, but I recognized it. And as soon as I recognized it, like 2 hours later, I was over it. And I just said, I got to pull up my socks, put on my big girl panties, and just knit the projects I have. I like them. I just was having issues with one of them, and it just got me in this funk for some reason. And as soon as I just said, no, I'm just either going to knit it or frog it. That's how it is. I'm not going to cast on something new just because I feel kind of a babyish about my projects. And as soon as I decided that, then I was fine. And then I've just been knitting like a mad woman since then. So
that's
isn't that funny how
what
that
happens? And when I feel like that, I decide to just finish projects.
Yeah.
Because first of all, I love finishing things.
It is a good feeling.
And that's rejuvenating, I feel like, when I finish something. But then it also is like, no, I'm going to finish what I have. And then I start saying, but what about this? But what about... And then I'm like, oh, okay, I want to knit everything. So we're good then. So...
I remember back in the, the early 90s, that Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I promise there's a point to this. But
Okay.
what's his name? Christian Slater was in that. He goes,
drives me
what I
crazy.
want to know is, are you going to finish what you've started? And so with a really, really bad British accent. But that was just in my head when you were talking. What I want to know is...
We always would say that.
You finish what you've started. Okay. There you go.
We need to finish what you've started, Cal.
Well, it really
There
does
is a
help,
whole bunch of
honestly. Like, I think a lot of people, because I posted on Instagram about it, and a lot of people are saying, just take a break and do some other kind of creativity. And I mean, sometimes that really is what you need. But for me, I just realized, actually, I don't need any avoidance. I just need to dig in and do this.
Well, and I think for me what it is it lightens the weight of emotionally carrying projects.
I agree.
I mean,
it kind of funny, but it's true.
But as soon as I finish one, I feel like, oh, a little bit lighter. And the thing is that we knit to relieve stress.
Yeah, which most of the time it does.
Yeah, but I feel like you don't realize until you have a whole bunch, and then you're like, and anyways, for me, then I recognize that I'm feeling weighed down instead of relieved by that. So I try not to do too many at once. I don't have any like rules that I've given myself.
I mean, I have been kind of going by the guideline of a sweater, socks, and then another third project. And that doesn't even count blankets, because blankets kind of tend to be ongoing, but
they don't count.
They do count for me, but they don't.
I'm like, they don't count it in my, well, they actually still carry the emotional weight.
Yeah. Anyway.
But I'm like, they're such a long-term project.
That it's fine. I don't mind having those.
That I don't think
don't
about that as being one.
Yeah. Anyway, but I'm not like, well, I can't cast on another thing because I already have 3. If I really want to, I'll just do it. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay, we have some cute projects here.
Yes.
So
Miss Molly Klein, I actually can't remember what her last name is now.
Gibson.
Oh, yes, of course it is. I need you to look away for a few minutes. Actually, just turn this off, and I will send you a message and tell you when you can turn it back on, so you know.
Yeah, because I don't know what it will be. I'm not putting timestamps. Sorry, Mom.
No, we're not doing timestamps, but we will let you know. But we have some things that we want to show everybody else.
And we're going to ship, so, you don't have to wait for too long, Molly. Okay, number 1. Turn it off, Molly. Is a cute little rabbit.
Our friend Molly is having her first baby, and she's having a baby boy, and her baby shower is actually tomorrow, so we're not going to or somewhere in there, and so we're not going to go there in time.
I know, we were trying to get this shipped in time so she could open it.
But we're sending her a couple things, so.
So this was knit this is a little cotton rabbit, and the pattern was Boy Bunny with a piebald patch, which I did not do the piebald patch. I just used the pattern and did not change colors. So
cute.
The yarn I used for this is my favorite one that I use for animals, and that is Cascade Yarns
Eco Duo.
Yeah, you can't see it on the bottom because it tore off, but the colorway is vanilla.
So pretty.
And
I don't think you can see on the screen that there's a little bit of like marled, quality, and it's so soft.
So I do like it because like the head is lighter here in the front and it gets darker in the back, and one ear is lighter and one ear is a little bit darker, and this leg is a little lighter and this one's darker, and I purposefully did them like opposite of each other. I just think it's cute. That's just how the yarn goes. So I like making, I like the finished product using this yarn. I just don't like knitting with it. It makes my hands really tired.
It really does.
But it's so soft and really sweet, and I had plans and purchased the patterns and got the yarn to make cute little overalls and a sweater and little things, and then decided that this was actually way cuter for a baby without clothes. So
the thing I like about this yarn, it's undyed, so it's just it's 70% undyed baby alpaca and 70% undyed merino,
and it's a single ply, which I think is one reason why it's kind of annoying to work with.
I just think that knitting little animals for me hurts my hands because you're knitting in you're trying to get such a tight gauge.
That's one reason why I use this with the same size needle as I would actually use with a smaller yarn because I wanted a tighter gauge.
Yeah.
So yeah,
He's
you're
so
right.
cute.
And the seams aren't perfect, and I decided I don't really care.
Nope.
Hopefully the baby's just gonna
chew on it.
Yeah. What does it matter? So. And I sewed his head on slightly tilted because it makes him look cute.
He's very cute.
Like he's always like, So I like that. Okay.
So cute. So here is what I have made. I made this blanket and it's crocheted. It's just a baby size, little Afghan. Perfect. I actually, to test to make sure it was the right size, I laid it down and I kind of did the swaddle wrap and then did and it fit just right. So this should be perfect for
now
when
I
Molly...
feel like I need to... How many of you are starting to bounce now? Trying
That's
to
how I
sway.
tested it. Oh my goodness. Let's see if I can remember the pattern. If you give me one moment, I will know the pattern.
So how many of you, anytime you hear a baby crying, you automatically start either bouncing or swaying?
When I'm in the grocery store line, I do it too. So this pattern is called Sleep Under the Stars Blanket, and it's from Paint Box Yarns. And I think I got it on the I Love Crochet website. And I just did, it shows 4 different or 5 different colors. I did just the 2 colors and alternated them. And I made this from, I don't even know, some acrylic in my stash because you want to just toss them in the washer, and it's really soft though. I like it. It's actually really fun. So I had so much fun crocheting that it's been a while since I've done a lot of crocheting. And usually it hurts my hands, but I think just the right size and rhythm, it wasn't hurting my hands at all. I just really enjoyed it.
That's cute.
This, on the other hand, that I made to go with it. I'm sorry, I just love it so much.
I love it so much.
I love it so much.
These hurt my hands to crochet. This hurt my hands to crochet, which is why I'm glad it was just like a little octopus.
But it's so cute.
But I just thought, how cute is that to go together? And I think this is a good one for babies to, just grab and flip around. Anyway, but look at his cute little face. So anyway, so that's what we're sending to our lovely Molly.
That's cute. Yeah, that's what I want to do, is just make a whole bunch of toys, but they hurt my hands, and so
I know.
I think I'll just sew a whole bunch of toys.
But oh my goodness, I had so much fun crocheting that blanket that I think I need to make a blanket like that for me. I just liked it. I had a great time.
Amy on Noble Character Crafts, she is part of a baby blanket ministry at her church. And I thought, that is such a fun idea.
That is a great idea.
That, or like the little toys or things. Sorry, I've got like a fiber from the air.
The fluff.
I know. I've been breathing in mohair. I feel like that's bad for my lungs. So, anyways, I was just thinking that's such a sweet idea to do that, to have a baby blanket ministry or any type of thing like that, prayer shawls, or just, I think I want to do more of that and just create a stash for that purpose. For when there's just somebody that needs some love or something, I love that. So
like that too.
Amy, thanks for the inspiration. That's when I started knitting the little bunny and thought, I need to make 100 of these, and by the end I realized I can't make any more of these.
I know, that's what's hard. I have to take a break in between. Abby has been begging me.
I can sew them.
Yeah, that's true.
Abby's been begging you to make her.
Well, we have our collection combined now, so between the two of us, and I've knit some to give away too, but we have the little cotton rabbits, we have the elephant and a bunny and a cat. But she's begging me. I have the yarn sitting there for a fox. I really want to make the little pig in the sailor suit. Oh my goodness, a pig in a sailor suit. A pig in a sailor suit. Oh,
brilliant.
I need to knit a pig in a sailor suit.
Nadia wants all of those too.
I'll probably end up casting that on Summit Week, because I always do
the stress knitting.
Stress knitting.
There's like stress eating, there's stress knitting, there's
Yeah, so I'll probably do that. Okay, did you have another finished?
I have sewing.
Okay, so this one's also this is not mine, but I thought it would bring
Okay,
it.
let's see it. It's
So
beautiful.
my son Ethan,
Wow.
who is he is also a knitter, but he has found that his ultimate love is not knitting, it's cross stitch and beaded
Yeah.
cross, or it's not even,
Did he finish Mom's?
no, he's almost done. It's, oh my gosh, I'll bring that sometime and show you. So he bought this kit when he was in Ukraine, and it's for a woman's vyshyvanka, which is the traditional Ukrainian dresses or tops. And all of this is cross stitch. So in the sleeves, and there in the front, and in this sleeve. And he doesn't even know who this is for. He just wanted to make it. So he'll do that where he just wants, we all do that. Make something and then give it as a gift
you
someday.
want to make it.
And he started another one that I didn't bring, but I will probably bring it when that is very bold and almost like corally red and bright yellow and floral. And it's so
that
pretty.
Sounds so cool.
And it's one that's a long sleeved one that goes all the way down the sleeve and then has, anyway, really fancy, beautiful things. But this one is very simple and understated in just the two colors. This kind of grayish blue here. There's just a lot of detail. I don't know if you can see it. And then the front. So
that's really
isn't that
neat.
fun? But yeah, he's doing a beaded embroidery.
This kit, was it?
The kit came with
together?
a sewn up. The shirt was already sewn.
And
then it came with, actually I don't know if he bought I think sometimes you just buy the shirts with they have what is this cloth called? Aida?
The Aida?
Aida cloth already in the panels. But then you can buy just patterns separately. So I'm not sure if this one came with the pattern with the shirt or if he bought them separately and just combined them.
That would be really tricky to do the stitching with the already sewn together.
He doesn't hoop any of his cross stitch. He does it all flat.
I'm just thinking, so that means he'd have to do the sewing method instead of pulling
He does do
down
a sewing
and
method,
up,
yeah. So, but
so
he
all
loves
the work
it.
is done on the top instead of the top.
And if you look at his inside, it's
of course, it's going to be perfect,
immaculate. Beautiful on the inside
it's your
too.
Son.
He just likes
perfection.
Yes, but what was the word I was going to look for? I don't know. Structure and precision. Precision is the word I was looking for. So that's just his style. But that was really neat. I thought that would be fun to show.
Yeah, that is really neat.
And I actually started. I didn't think to bring it because there's not much to look at yet. But I've actually started my.
You started again?
My cross stitch again. So I'll bring it next time.
All right, I sewed another dress.
That's so cute.
I
That's
love
so cute.
stripes, and especially red and white or black and white or navy blue and white. I love
it.
Stripes. And this pattern that I made is a new look pattern. What is the number? S0174. And I did view A. That's just what the model is wearing. And knits are really nice to use. What was this fabric? I bought it at Gardner Village.
That's cute.
I'm trying to remember. I don't remember.
They have a lot of Riley Blake.
Yes, that's what it was. It was Riley Blake. That's what the pattern or the fabric was.
So it's a cotton.
Yeah.
Net.
And I like it because it's not too flimsy. I want one that's a little bit more dense. And so I didn't make any modifications at all, which was nice, and it fit lovely. But one thing I really liked were the darts here. So it wasn't just bust darts here, but it also brought it in towards the collar. So I liked that one. I did actually extend it by like an inch, because when you wash this, it's going to shrink. That's just the nature of knits, how it goes. And a trick for the zipper, for putting a zipper in with knits, because it wants to stretch like crazy. You can put seam tape in, but I actually just did a really narrow, lightweight, fusible interfacing, that iron-on interfacing along where I was going to place the zipper to stabilize it, and sewed the zipper in there. And collar facings always drive me crazy because they always want to flip up even after you understitch to keep it turned back. But since there were these darts right here, it was perfect because then I could just stitch the collar facing down on that dart and on the shoulders. So now it will stay down and tuck down. Otherwise, I would completely line something because I hate interfacings that always are flipping out. And I also don't like to do like a roll to hem. And this one, it wouldn't work for this type of thing anyways. There's a lot of different ways you can finish, but the pattern called for a facing. And so it fits lovely.
I don't think I've ever made a knit with a facing.
I haven't either.
That's
honestly, actually, no, I have. I've done one other.
I mean, I've done like it's not like bias tape, but that kind of style where you do I don't know all the terms. I know how to do things, but I'm not fancy to know all the terms.
I'm like that too. I don't know all the terminology.
Anyway, it's kind of like a bias binding, but
yeah. You sew it on the right side, turn it around to the inside, and then top stitch that down. And that one also works pretty well depending on the pattern, depending on what you're doing. But I spent forever trying to match these stinking stripes up, and I finally just said, forget it. I don't care.
They're not too far off.
I mean, I was able to get it to match back up after the zipper, but not on the zipper. And there is no way it was matching up on the sides. Absolutely not, because of the angles, things.
Oh, yeah.
I spent forever laying that pattern out, trying to match them up, and just, it doesn't even matter. So, that one was fun. Quick sew.
It's very cute.
I
haven't seen that on you yet.
Well, I just finished it yesterday. It was supposed to be for Easter, but it was so... I just ran out of time. And that's fine because on Easter it snowed.
It did. It was so cold.
Instead, I bundled up in sweaters, and so it was fine. I didn't need that.
Oh my goodness.
So I have two I showed on our previous podcast. Another like summer dress. And I've worn that one once. But now I have two more. Or two.
I haven't seen that one on you either. I've only seen it on the hanger.
Yeah, I wore it with leggings and a heavy sweater in the house.
It's getting warm though. It really
it's
is
going to jump from this to
95
the heat
degrees
of the summer,
yeah.
Which I'm fine with.
It'll go in a week.
I do like a transitional phase, and it is transitioning, which is nice. It's nice.
Like you said. I really liked ever since you said that. It's like fading it in.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same idea. The weather just.
Yep. And that's okay. Okay. All right. Do I have any more? That's all, folks. What about you?
Okay. I just have works in progress now.
Okay, let's move on then.
Okay. So I have started a new project, which is this right here that I'm in the middle of a row of, but I think I can still show it. And it's this blanket.
And Mike told me to help hold it up here.
So this marled blanket that I am doing, and this was inspired by Joji Locatelli on her journal. She was talking about a blanket she was making, and then Kay of the Bakery Bears was also making it, and it just got me excited about it. So it's a marled blanket, and they're both using 3 strands of fingering weight, but I'm using 1 strand of worsted and 1 strand of fingering for this. And the idea is you knit it in 2 panels. So you knit 1 panel, another panel, and then you just seam them down together. So this is just 1 panel. So it's half as wide as what it'll actually be, and it's all curled up on my needles. So here, I'll show you this edge. That's the 1 panel. And this is scraps. I mean, some of it is, so far is Yarnbrary, some is Malabrigo, I have some Dragon Horde yarn in here so far, and some Rhapsody fiber. So that's where I am so far, but it's just garter stitch. But isn't it striking? I love here. That's it's actually really kind of the back, not that it matters, but here's the front. I have no idea where I'm going to go with this in color because these are all kind of very bold colors, but like the one I'm striping in now is this kind of softer one. And I don't have a lot of colors that are in this family because you all see what I normally knit. So it may end up completely like pastel or neon, or I don't even know. But I just wanted to knit it. So we'll just see what happens.
Knit what you want to knit.
Yep.
It's really nice and squishy. The texture
of
it is really nice.
Squishy.
I was wondering if it was like a baby blanket, but that's you're going to be
the
doing
two panels. It'll still be more like a throw. I'm not making like a queen size or anything.
Do you have that much DK?
This is worsted, but I'll probably put some of my DKs
I thought you said
in
you
there.
held a fingering and a DK.
A fingering and a worsted.
Oh.
And so
okay.
it's like a bulky weight together.
Okay.
So no, I might buy yarn for it. I'm enjoying knitting it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
We'll see what happens. But I just like it, and I wanted to knit it, so I just did. Plus, this is great movie knitting because it's just going to be forever of just knit.
Yep.
And eventually, in the summer, the theaters here are freezing cold because of the air conditioning. It's like rigid.
Yeah, I went and I had a coat, like a heavy coat
Yeah.
that I took because it was the middle of winter, and normally I'd take my coat off and put it behind my head on the seat. And instead, I was trying to lay it out like a blanket, and I was underneath it. Like,
Yeah, I think it's so cold in there.
Yeah.
So it'll be perfect once it gets bigger to still take it to the movies. The only problem is that you have to prove that you haven't hidden your snacks inside your knitting. This is a joke, Deborah. Don't look worried.
I'm like, you have to
No,
prove that you have.
Because, like, you come to the movie theater and you've got like this tote bag, like.
I'm like, I always actually have to take snacks because I'm like, oh, do you have anything gluten-free, dairy-free, and egg-free? And they're like, no. Like, air?
Anyway, that was just a joke. But I'm having fun with it. I am enjoying it. It's just not working on it all the time, but pulling it out here and there.
Speaking of movie knitting, I'm knitting a sock. And I cast it on specifically to knit while we went to see Avengers Endgame.
There you go, which I haven't seen yet.
Because I didn't have any plain stockinette stitch knitting at all. So I cast on a sock so I could have some, because you know me in movies, if I don't have something to knit.
The problem is you cast on a shorty sock, so then you had to do the heel first.
Yeah, I did. Well, I did that the day before. I knew we were
Oh, okay.
Because I need more shorty socks. I need quite a few of those. So, yeah, we're going to see Avengers Endgame. If I don't have knitting, then I eat and eat and eat.
I
and
just
then
have to have knitting.
So my hands have to stay busy, or my mouth has to stay busy. And in the movie, it's like, oh, sit there and do nothing and be quiet. Okay, so so that's what I've discovered. So the yarn that I'm using is this beautiful skein. This was a gift from my friend Crystal from Vintage Fairy. She's on Instagram, and this colorway is Victoria, and it is a superwash merino nylon and stellina base. Really and this was a gift from a while ago, and I actually cast on another pair of socks and knit like half of the sock, and then realized that it was too big, so I ripped it back, and then I didn't cast one back on again. So it's perfect, and this really seems very patriotic to me. I know it's Victoria, but still same colors.
Well,
red.
We all like red, white, and blue. Yeah.
Yes. Though it's kind of more of a raspberry red, and it has some green and yellow specks in there. But it's fun. I like how it's spiraling down the foot.
That is
so. And then I will be putting in, and this is also from Crystal. This toe.
Oh, fun.
Maybe if I feel like it.
Oh, and that's also got some stellina in it too.
It's the same base. No, it's a different base. Anyways, so super fast project. I'm just about ready to do the toe, and then we'll start on the next sock. And I put on my Ravelry page from the last pair of shorty socks that I did and I showed last time, I put my sock recipe on there because I had a lot of people ask me what I did. And this one I will definitely add 2 rows of elastic thread, one on the top of the cuff on the inside and one on the bottom to help hold it, because I did make sure that this heel flap was kind of short.
Because you want it down low.
I want this to be down low on my foot, but I don't want it to slip off, so I will put 2 rows of elastic thread in there to help just keep that pulled in a little bit tighter. And yeah, this has just been a couple days of knitting, so that's one nice thing about shorty socks, because if I don't do shorty socks, like if I'm not doing socks to wear in the summertime, I want the leg to be like a mile long. Not really, but you know, it's like the equivalent of knitting one sock, so it's nice.
They're cute. All right, this is the one I've been wanting to knit on all the time, and this is my All of the Lights cardigan.
So beautiful.
Again, patterned by Joji Locatelli, because Joji is a knitting goddess. Oh, she's amazing. So this is the front of it.
That is stunning.
And kind of the neckline, but you have to look at the back. Look at this masterpiece.
I feel like this could just be framed right here.
Isn't that so beautiful?
The colorway with the pattern is just perfect.
I love this so much. This is how far I am. So I'm in that part where you're just under the arm. Here's the arm. And I'm supposed to knit till 11 inches. And then this actually has pockets in this cardigan. Let me show you a picture. My pattern printed it very streaky, so forgive me for that. But here is a picture of the pattern. What you can't see here, I want to talk about these pockets here. But you can see I'm probably going to knit it. This is how long it is on her, but that won't be quite as long on me. First of all, I'm fairly tall. Second of all, I'm a larger size, so you just need, I'll probably give it a little extra length. Let me find the picture that shows you how the pockets kind of are built in. I think there's a picture. Okay. I don't want to show the pattern, but
here we go. Wait, hold up.
You need a piece of paper.
Hold up.
Give me another one too.
There's 2 on there.
Okay, perfect. I just really want to be respectful of her pattern, but I want to show this to you. Okay. So you'll see this little diagram here. First of all, you can kind of see how it just builds down, but then it curves. So here's your front trim, and then it kind of curves to create that pocket there. So I'm really interested to get to that piece of the pattern and learn how to do that. Because I look at that and I go, I don't know how that works, but I'm sure we'll figure it out.
But Joji does. And
she does, and I trust her. So anyway, I am just loving this pattern.
So is this a DK weight yarn?
This is DK. This is Yarnbrary DK in Sonnet, which yes, I really love the color.
You know, with all this texture though, it feels like Aran weight, like the sweater.
It does. It won't quite as much once it's blocked, but it's, you know what? It's a pretty good robust DK.
Yeah.
This one.
But that will be so nice because you know you and coats.
Yes, I don't wear coats. My Lillian cardigan that I knit, my worsted weight Lillian cardigan, that's what I wore instead of a coat this whole last winter, and this will probably be that for me next year. But yeah. Oh, I love it.
It's beautiful.
I'm really interested to see what I think of the fit of this design of drop shoulder, you know, where the shoulder comes clear to here and then you just basically knit a tube for the sleeve on it. I don't have anything else that I wear that is that cut. So because it's a cardigan, it'll, I'm sure, be fine. But I look at all of you cuties wearing your boxies and different garments that are designed that way, and they're very cute and flattering on you, but I don't know how I'm going to feel about it on me. Anyway, we'll find out.
Well, it's stunning.
It is really pretty.
If you like it, wear it.
Oh yeah, I will, and I'm going to wear it. We'll just find out what I think of it. Maybe it'll open up a whole new vista, and I'll go, oh wait, I like that, and now I want to knit all those other garments. I just haven't ever wanted to try one that was this style, but oh goodness, it is a cabled textured masterpiece.
Yep.
It's interesting because I feel like I have been knitting this same length of stitches forever. I feel like it's not growing. Like I love knitting it, but I feel like I just knit like rows and rows and rows, and I'm like, it's the exact same as it was before.
That's when progress keepers come in handy, because then you can see like, oh, actually it did make some progress.
Well, and I measure it every once in a while. Oh yeah, we definitely have, there's like half an inch more, but it takes time to knit these rows. They are large long and complicated rows. So they just take time.
This one's not a quick project.
But that's okay because it's going to be summer soon. I wouldn't wear it anyway. So as long as I finish it by like October, I'm good, which will be fine.
You got time.
Oh, but that's fun. I really like that.
I have a sweater that I plan on starting in like 2 weeks that with a really thick, robust yarn, and I want it to be my camping sweater.
Ooh,
so you know when it gets really
fun.
Chilly at night and in the morning and you want something really cozy to wrap
and you're
up in.
okay with it smelling like smoke.
Yeah.
That's my problem. I never wanted to have my knits around a campfire because, you know, that campfire smell is just so overpowering.
Well, if it's for that purpose,
Yeah.
that's okay because I want to go and do that a lot more. And so
Fine.
I relegate all of my old sloppy things to our motorhome for camping, and I'm like, wait, I want to be cute still, so I'll just wash things.
I think it'd be pretty hard for you to
surprise,
not be cute, Deborah.
When you wash things, the smell disappears. Oh, it's amazing how that works. Okay, unless it's BO.
Oh, we
So-
don't even need to talk about that.
If you followed any of my Instagram stories, I sent out a plea for help because I'm switching to a lot of natural products for like toothpaste and laundry detergent and a lot of different things like that. But trying to find a really good deodorant and antiperspirant that is all natural that works is like, you know, the what do they call it? The thing that you're always, the unicorn. The unicorn, what you're always in search of.
Yep.
That you
That
can never
rare,
find.
magical, mythical thing that may or may not exist.
Yes. And I just was like, somebody help me, because all of you probably have this answer and know. Wow, I didn't realize that this was such
A hot
topic. Not hot as in like people get upset about it, but there were a lot of people that are like, yes, we need to know this information, and then a lot of people that have tried things. And one of our friends, Amy, who said, well, I'm just going to tell you, I have tried several and have ruined my beautiful hand-knit cashmere sweater trying out products. So the nice thing is that campfire smoke, the smell washes out very easily.
Yes, it does.
So we don't have to worry about that.
That is fine. And it only bugs you if you're not around a campfire. So the answer is to just always be camping.
I like that. Well, sometimes.
Maybe.
I do have that dream. Okay, I started after our last episode knitting a Pebble Beach shawl. This has been on my list to knit since I started knitting.
It's on my list too, yeah.
And because it's such a like basic pattern and a simple shape, and I love crescent shawls that are long, not just not like the half pie, not like the half circle shape, but half pie.
Yeah, the half pie. That's right.
I like them to be longer so that I can get enough length to wrap around my neck, and not have it be so long that it's down to my, you know, belly button or whatever. So I'm knitting this with 2 skeins of my Scrub Behind Your Ears colorway, and these are actually the first 2 skeins that I dyed of this color, experimenting with it, and the speckles were on these 2 skeins were concentrated on like 1/2 of the skein, and so I wasn't going to sell them and thought, what am I going to do with it? And then I was like, I like using those for shawls, because then you get kind of this gradient effect where you can see that the speckles are heavily concentrated on this end. And so since it takes like 1.5 skeins, I started with 1 skein with the end that didn't have as much speckling and went into the end that did, and then when I started joining in the second skein, I reversed that so that it will end with still the heavy speckling. And this is a pattern by Helen Stewart, Curious Handmade, and her patterns are really nice because they are line by line, where every single line it will tell you the stitch count that you should have, and it will also give you a percentage, like the percentage that you are through with the pattern, but also like how much yarn it's going to take. So it's by like the number of stitches, I believe. So that's nice. The one thing that I don't like is that there's no, like it would be nice to just kind of have a chart for the basic patterns that you repeat constantly, because the visual side of it, I could look at the picture of it and say, okay, I know what it is that I need to do, and I have it in my head, and I can just do that until I get to the next section without having to think, instead of every row, these are the directions, and here's the directions for the next one. I don't remember that quite as easily.
It's hard to see the pattern, like the repeat,
And that's, you know, I'm sure that's not just me, but I'm sure that there are a lot of people that they can do that with just the written directions. So that's one thing that I think contributed to the fact that I got off on my stitch count, though I thought I was counting regularly. And I got off when I was at this point here, which is 85% of the way through, and I realized that my eyelets were not lining up. And I don't know how I didn't notice that before, because I was counting my stitch. I was counting, I thought, like every 4 or 5 rows, which was a big pain when you're up to almost 400 stitches to count that often. But I got off, so I was like, oh, well, it's got to be back just, you know, a row or two, because I've been counting. So I went back a couple of rows, and I just tinked back. And I'm like, no, I'm still off. I'm off by like 6 stitches. How did I do that? So I went back another like row, another row, one by one by one, and I finally got back like 14 rows back, and I was still off, and I'm like, forget it, that I'm not going back any further. So this is not a hard pattern. I got off, I think I got off on the eyelet section. You can't really see how I'm holding this up, but there's like a dense eyelet section right here, and I think I got off on one of those. And then there is kind of just this plain stockinette stitch section before you go into another type of eyelet section. So once I got back to that, I just corrected the stitch count in the stockinette and then went on from there. So that was frustrating. So then I reknit back to that. But that took me a week just to go back, like unpick and then count 400 stitches, and then unpick a row and count like, am I there yet? Am I there yet? No, it seemed to take forever. And then I reknit it again in like a day or two. So I'm almost done now. Finally, I'm doing the medium size shawl, which, like I said, takes like 1.5 skeins of fingering weight, 100 gram skeins. And I like this one because this one is kind of a neutrally, though it has speckles on it, it's still, you know, is primarily just
it's a tonal
magenta color. So I really like that.
I was just thinking that I need more magenta in my life.
Everybody needs more magenta.
I know, it's just a thing.
Yes, I love it. Ooh, and it looks good with my hair.
It does look good with your hair, but look, it looks good with me too, and I'm a completely different tone.
Yes.
Like, we
Looks
both
good.
look good in magenta.
Yes, we do. So
I think it would be hard to find somebody who doesn't look good in magenta.
Red hair and pale skin and freckles, possibly.
Maybe. Probably not. I don't know. Anyway,
Okay.
we don't have to decide that today, but
Serious decision. It has to be made by us today.
It's really pretty, Deborah.
Ooh, and this is in a bag from Caroline Loves to Sew. Yay. And she sent Emily and I a bag, and it's just really, really nice. Here we go.
Just to clarify, she sent us each a bag. We're not sharing. That wouldn't work out very well.
It's my turn this week. Emily's
such pretty bags. We love them.
And Flora Honey Pot
sent
us also a little.
I should have brought mine. Mine is different than yours on that.
Yeah, yours.
Our bags are the same, but
which is cute. And I kept it in that little bag there,
little
so
ornaments.
I could show you for a month. And now I'm like, ooh, let's hang it up.
Oh, cute.
With a cute pin.
Oh, the pins are really cute.
This is a really, really fun pin. I've had pins on my list for a long time to order, and I've just been too lazy. I even sent in the order and got it all ready and approved, and I just never have even done what it takes to order though.
That's really cute.
So, thank you, Caroline. And Flora Honey Pot, which is actually...
I can't remember her name.
I wanted to say Helen, but that's not right. I'm sorry. But there's your cute heart. My cute heart now.
This project has been in timeout. I really wanted to come out of timeout to either knit it or to destroy it. I mean, to unravel. I mean, to, yeah. Okay, so this is a really cute pattern by Marie Green called the May Cardigan. And I'm knitting it in Bookworm. Oh my goodness, see if I can hold this up. This is Bookworm.
Do you need my help?
Well, it's just been crumpled up in my bag, so it doesn't, and I haven't taken it out for a while, so it doesn't look super great. But anyway, it has this fun little pretty detail down the front and down the sleeves. And it's a slightly cropped. Cropped is maybe not even the right word, but it's just not a long sweater. You know, it's kind of a waist length sweater. So I'm on the sleeves, and the sleeves. I actually don't usually have a problem. Like, I don't get stuck on Sleeve Island or whatever. I mean, I don't love knitting sleeves, but I'm usually fairly motivated to get it done.
Well, you've already knit these sleeves.
I've knit these sleeves twice, but they're just so big. The sleeve is just very large. And I don't know why my stitch counts are correct according to the pattern. It shows in the picture as being a fairly fitted sleeve, you know. Now my size, I don't have really large arms compared to my size. And I don't know if this pattern just assumes that if you're a plus size that your arms are a lot larger or what, but it calls for decreasing half as often as what I've been doing. I mean, I went at first with a slightly more frequent decreases than the pattern calls for, because I want a 3/4 length sleeve, and so I wanted to get to that stitch count a little bit faster. But that was just huge. So I pulled it, and I was about to this length of sleeve, and I pulled it all back, and then I doubled the frequency of my decreases, or however you want to call that. Like, I was...
Increase the rate of decreasing.
Yes. By, you know, where I was decreasing every 6 rows, now I'm decreasing every 3. Or no, it was 8 and now 4. And it's still just so big. I mean, I want this to be a fairly, not like, you know, straining over my arms, but a fitted sleeve to a 3/4 length. And it's just very, very baggy. I mean, right now it has like this, it would have this much or more than this drape. Definitely more than this. It's about like that. So I just don't know what I want to do, because I feel like if I decrease it any more frequently, it's gonna look really strange. So other than pulling it all the way back to the raglan increases and ending that
Which
earlier.
Even with that though, that still comes down like to here a lot of times. Raglan increases.
No, I mean past. I'd have to pull it up past where I did the raglan increases and like, so here.
Wait, was this top down or bottom up?
Top down. And so the raglan increases are here. And so my thought is I might have to frog it all the way back to here and end my raglan increases earlier, so that I have a smaller arm box. Or a smaller arm sky, however you say that.
The sigh, yeah.
Sigh, yeah. Or I just might not do this sweater, which is too bad. I am gonna knit this yarn into a sweater, but
okay.
Anyway, that's my problem. I love looking at Marie Green's patterns. This is the first time I've knit one of hers. She has, so many people have knit them and had wonderful success with them. So I don't know why if it's just this pattern, or sometimes I just think some designs, when they're graded for a larger size, they may not take into account proportions as much.
Sometimes they just scale up
across the board.
Yeah.
Right. But that's not always how bodies are created. So I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. I'm really kind of sad about it because I knit this like lightning up to this point. And I would have had this done. I wanted to wear it on Easter. Oh my gosh, it's so bright. Like, it's just so bright. It looks awful too, because like I said, it's a bit all crumpled up. But anyway, I wanted to wear this for Easter, and I had a different complete outfit planned to wear for Easter. Not that, again, it really matters, but I would have had this done easily by then if I didn't have this trouble with the sleeve. So that is decision yet to be made on that. The more I think about it, the more I think I'm going to frog it and find a different pattern.
Because you, like you said, you've knit the sleeves 2 times.
I've knit them twice. I've already adjusted it so dramatically as far as those decreases go. And anymore, it's just gonna look weird. Yeah. And I am not willing to frog it 80% of the way and then knit this whole sweater again without knowing if it's gonna work out.
Yeah.
I'd rather find a different pattern. So I don't know if anybody has ever had.
I was gonna say, have you checked the Ravelry reviews?
I haven't seen. I have actually looked and seen people that have knit the larger size and their sleeves look really baggy.
Okay.
But there aren't a ton of them out there because guess what? We plus size girls don't like to take pictures of ourselves in our knits. I know I need to fix that, but for myself, and I really appreciate other people who do. But yeah,
I don't take pictures of myself doing it because I'm too lazy.
That is also a big part of it for me.
Way too lazy. I was like, oh, I did this dress. I should like take a picture of me so I can put it on our podcast. I'm like, too lazy.
Well, and that's my other problem is I feel like I don't have, I don't know. This is again that comparison thing. I see people who post pictures of their outfits and stuff and they have like this pretty backdrop, like this perfect place in their house. And I'm like, well, you want my dirty dishes in the background or my dusty bookshelves or what do you want?
I like my house and my house is lovely, but I don't have anywhere that's great for taking a picture. And then outside, there's very few, and not just that, but then I need somebody else to take it, and they're usually shorter and looking up my nostrils to take the picture, or you know, my head's cut off, or like so. Yeah, there's that too. Or you put on a timer and run, or like, like my dad, he's so funny. Oh my gosh, my dad has really bad arthritis. He's had several of his joints in his hands fused. He has a lot. We've already talked about a lot of those issues, but so it's really hard for him to hold a camera and push the button or on his phone, and so he always likes to use an app where he can
say capture
and it will just take the picture, but it never works ever, so he's always yelling capture, capture, capture,
and then his face is in the middle of saying capture.
So that makes me laugh. So I could do that and just capture, and that's what you get.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm sure we're all in the same boat when it comes to that, but
I think there are some people that they've just got it down. It's just like, first you do this, then you do this, and you get a picture at the end. But I'm too lazy. So
it's okay. I'm not knitting.
Pictures of yarn. I'm like, sometimes I can
Yes, that's hard. That is hard too. Yep. Well, life is good. And really, am I knitting so that everybody else can see my knitting? Or am I knitting because I like to do it, you know?
Exactly. It is fun to share and
appreciate those pictures so I know how something fits. That is super helpful. And oh my goodness, what is that? That's so cute.
A little tiny, tiny cast on. I never print the front page of a pattern, and so, oh, I did on this one. I'm so proud of myself. So now I can show it to you. This one is called On the Road by Janina Calillo, possibly. Ooh, that's nice and straight, see? A crescent shawl. That's a larger one, so it can wrap around. This is a deeper one, which I like that with all the lacy, like the mesh sections, because then it can also scrunch up really well if I want. But I really like
very pretty.
The styling of this a lot. So if it is a deeper one and it's long enough where you can style it like that, except for the fact that it's on a mannequin without arms, so it would fit slightly differently with arms. So, so this is what I have started. This much.
It's so cute.
But it was a day where I was like, I was frustrated with the other shawl of tinking back endlessly and never having it right, so I started this one. But then I decided I wanted to finish the other one so I could focus heavily on getting this one done too.
Cute.
So this is yarn by two of my friends. This is from Molly Gibson, Molly Klein Designs, and it's her Sweet Tea yarns. And the color is 80s Windbreaker.
I was looking at that one just the other day.
I
It's
know.
so
Go look
cute.
at her Instagram feed and see that one. It is really fun because you know how we like bright and colorful things. But I was also thinking I should just knit it out of, you know, a tonal or solid yarn because I need some more neutrals or staple things, staple items. But it's so much more fun to knit with this. So I'm going to knit with the things that make me happy.
Yep.
And maybe if that's the case, then I'll buy the things that I don't want to knit like all with one color all the time. So the other colorway is by Yarning Apart. And I bought this at the Great Basin Fiber Arts Fair last year when I kidnapped her bunnies. Yay. I don't think she's bringing her bunnies.
It was just
this
a little
year.
nap.
It was just a little nap, not a. And the colorway is Lagoon. Oh, it's so pretty.
That is really,
it's
really
so
cute.
pretty. I need an entire sweater out of this. It is so pretty. And these two together.
They're
They're
fun.
just really fun.
Very fun. I love that pattern.
So,
It reminds me of like a, what is it, a Raina shawl, but
Yes.
in a crescent.
that's exactly. When
Yeah.
I was knitting the Raina shawl, I thought I like this, but I want it in a crescent shape.
Yeah.
So I went looking for
I
one,
love
and that's
it.
when I found
Love
this. And
Only bigger.
I
which is
didn't
good.
realize when I was doing this that the mesh sections are actually striped, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just doing color A, color B, color A, color B. I'm not striping in that mesh section. So
Lovely.
that one is going to be, this is kind of my,
That's so fun. I love that
this
combination.
is like my reward knit
cute.
for all of my hard work. I told Molly, I cast on your yarn. It's my reward for when I
Ooh,
when
I
I was
like
really
this. This is
stressed.
a nice
Yeah,
base.
really soft. It is her.
Very cute.
The base is Yarning Basics. It's a 75/25 merino nylon, superwash merino nylon.
So is
but
this one, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's extra soft, like
Yeah, it's
really
very, very
soft.
soft.
so.
Lovely. Lovely.
She
Fun,
has
fun,
lots
fun.
of new colors or some new colorways for this year at the Fiber
Which is
Fair.
next weekend.
It is. And she shouldn't have new colors because then I need all of the new colors. And I don't need all of the new
That
colors.
is, I was going to say, don't put that in that bag.
Okay, I gotta get the right projects in the right bag.
All right, anything else?
No.
No. Hey, that wasn't too bad. Yeah, it was. It was a lot. It was fun, though.
It wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't bad.
fun.
It was just, yeah, it's good.
So we have, you know, if you have watched us for a while, every once in a while we get on a book kick of things that make us laugh.
Yes.
Or cute things like that. And it's been a while since we have had that because we have not found a lot of funny books. But thanks to a friend.
Yes. So a lovely friend, Devette Pittman, sent me this book some time ago, but I just pulled it out again last night and I was flipping through it and oh my goodness, it is so funny. This was put out by Interweave, apparently. I just saw that. And it's called It Itches by Franklin Habit.
I need to get that one. That's so
And
funny.
I just had to show you a couple of these funny little cartoons. They're just little comics and essays, comical essays. So this one, see this picture right here? You've got the caveman. And he says, "Fire not so big deal. Oog, rub 2 sticks, make flattering lacy capelet." just cracks me up. That's so funny. Oh, and then the other one I really like this is called the Swiss Army Needle. It's like the perfect notions pouch. But if you look at it, it's got the scissors, it's got some yarn, measuring tape, a cat, a cup of tea, and a glass of wine. Anyway, that was so funny. The cat. But that just cracks me up. It's like, and a cat.
Wait, I want to see this one next to it.
Tonight's topic, acrylic versus natural fibers. Told you this was a bad idea. Oh, it's just a funny one. These are so cute.
That's really
let's
fun.
see.
Yeah. I was just
good
thinking
heavens.
that I needed to go through all of my books and really do a really good de-stash of books. And then I have a whole bunch of random books like this that I'm like, do I really need?
Can't get rid of-
I need them.
need this.
They're hilarious.
It sparks joy, Deborah.
It does spark joy. It sparks joy.
Okay, how about this one? Because it relaxes me. That's why.
Pull out that green sweater, Emily. Come on.
And then this one is for next weekend.
Oh.
It says, Leonard, you'll never guess what I did at the Fiber Festival. Here she comes with a sheep and a couple of alpaca. Oh, isn't that great?
Oh my word, that's funny.
Oh, that makes me laugh. Anyway, I tried to show some of these to my husband. He's like, okay. I'm like, they're funny. Come on. Oh,
Tell me you
so
get it.
funny.
All of you get it.
Oh my goodness.
That's a good one.
Oh, here's a good story time one. And then she bound off loosely on a wrong side row, keeping all stitches in pattern, and they lived happily ever after. Okay, I'll stop. But cute book. Check that one out. And thank you, Devette. You're such a lovely friend. She has sent me a couple of books, and I just adore them. Adore them. So fun.
Okay, I have a book. It's not funny. It's just cute.
Oh.
It's just so cute and sweet. This one is called Pelle's New Suit. And this is by Florist Books. And this is about a little boy named Pelle who raises a little lamb. And when his coat grows longer, he shears it and he decides he wants a new suit. And so what he does is he takes the wool that he sheared to his grandma and he asks his grandma if she will card it, and she says, sure, if you will water my flowers. And so he does that and she cards the wool, and then he takes it to somebody else and asks, will you spin this wool? And she says, sure, if you will I don't remember, sweep the floor. So he does that, and then then he takes the wool to somebody else and asks if they will dye it. Okay, if you will gather the eggs and feed the hens, and so he goes along the process, and so cute. At the end, on Sunday morning, he gets to wear his new blue suit.
Oh,
so it's just really cute.
That
it's
is
a really
so
cute
sweet.
little children's story. I thought it was fun. There's quite a few different books by Elsa Bescow, but this one, of course, was adorable.
Very sweet. That's so fun. Love those good books. So we get to do our Kindness is Like Sugar segment, and it's my turn this time. So I was thinking this morning about what I wanted to talk about, and again, there's always so many options to choose from. So I wanted to share two that are not terribly long, but the first one happened some time ago, but it involves your husband, and so that's why I wanted to bring it up. But a few years ago, we were thinking we were going to sell our house, and we had it up on the market, and so we were in that process where people are coming to look at your house and everything, and we're still living there. So it was just, one of those stressful times. And meanwhile, my husband was leaving to go on to scout camp, and he had to leave right as these people who showed up like an hour and a half late. So we were back in our house, came to look at our house, And it was creeping me out to know that somebody knew that I was home and my husband had just walked out the door with all of his camping gear and his scout uniform, and that I have a key box on my house. So here I am home alone at night, you know, and it's getting toward, like, it's getting dark, it's evening time. And I was like all nervous because, you know, somebody knows I'm here by myself with my kids, and there's creepy people out there. So anyway, I called Jason. Well, I don't know if I called you or called Jason, one of you, and said, would you come just like walk around my house and make sure everything's okay? He was really sweet. And meanwhile, without me realizing it, my husband had mentioned to our friend Marty, who is also our realtor, that he should also maybe come and check on me and make sure I was okay, because he knew I was kind of freaked out. So Marty shows up, and he's on the side of the house and moving my lockbox from my front door to like a different place. Anyway, and then Jason pulls up. But they were both coming to check on me. And I just thought how sweet it was. Jason was just so willing to come and check on me. Our friend Marty was coming to check on me. And then they kind of had a scary moment where they both saw each other and thought there was some other creepy person at my house. So that was kind of a funny story too. But I just thought there have been so many times where I have known that, you know, if anything ever happened to me or to my husband, or that we have all these wonderful people in our lives who would be there to make sure everybody was okay. And that sweetness, that funny story popped into my head this morning. So that was one. So another one, I have a friend in my neighborhood who is going through some very, very, very tough times right now. Really kind of some of the worst situations you can kind of imagine being in as a mom and a wife. And she has just really impressed me with how she is handling these tough situations. So I invited her and her kids over to dinner a while back, and thinking I could do something nice for her. And yet she showed up with flowers and dessert that she brought me flowers. And nice. I was so, I don't know, kind of taken aback. And at first I felt kind of guilty, like, well, she shouldn't be bringing me flowers. I'm trying to do something nice for her, and here she is doing this for me. And yet it really surprised me that is why she is handling the stresses in her life so well, is because she's choosing to look outside herself. I see her doing kind things for other people all the time. And she says, when I've talked to her about it, she says that is what's making her able to get through the rough things in life. And they're not, she's not doing big things, but those small things are such a big deal. So she is such a great example about how sometimes we have to be on the receiving end of things, and we don't like it. It hurts to need help. Pride. Yes. And we want to help other people, and sometimes we're on that receiving end. But even sometimes in those hard times, you can find little things that you can do to be kind to somebody else, and by lightening their burden, it lightens your own. And it's so amazing. And you know, it doesn't make sense mathematically, but it totally is true in how our lives work. So
yeah, thanks,
that's what I wanted to share.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, we're at the end.
We made it. We're at the end.
Do you have shop news?
I do, but I left my shop news over there.
Okay, I'm getting it.
Okay, just copy that. It's going to be crinkly too. So
it's okay. Just hold down the fort.
I've got it.
Comedy act.
I feel like I need to whistle or something, except for I don't know how to whistle. So, one of my shop news, one of the things is that I have been spending a lot of my time restocking. I've got this big old bag here. I just brought a few things to show you. Anyway, restocking Knit & Pretty, which is one of my very favorite local yarn stores here it's in West Jordan, Utah. And I'm bringing her some more yarn. So I wanted to show this. But if for any weird reason, there shouldn't be a reason, but if any weird reason you have ordered Hogwarts Club and you hadn't gotten your April Club, first of all, email me. But second of all, look away. Because I'm also stocking this for Lauren. This is the Quibbler. Oh. And I love it so
My word, Emily, I haven't seen it.
It's so fun. I love this one. So she's going to have the Quibbler in stock. We're now on month 5 of the Hogwarts Library, Year in the Hogwarts Library Club. And it has been such a blast. I'm also stocking her with Don't Bother Me, I'm Reading, which super fun. A bunch of other things. I'll just show you a couple of them. Talking about those lovely neutrals. This one, Tea with Tumnus, is going to her, and I love this colorway. So anyway, we're just sending some fun things over to her, and of course my all-time favorite is still Eat Me, Drink Me.
Ooh, that one's pretty with
a Quibbler, I know.
Ooh.
I also, the mini skeins that went out with the clubs are in this colorway. They're called Spectra Specs.
Oh,
the mini skein.
Love it.
So anyway, some fun things going there. I have not done a shop update for a while other than clubs because I have been really busy stocking. Lauren has been keeping me very busy lately. She has her big sale going on. I think it's going to end before this podcast will air, but she also ships. So if there's something that you want from her or that you don't see in my shop, you can also contact her.
Yeah, we did have somebody ask if there's anywhere else to get our yarn besides online because they prefer to be able to call somewhere. So I wonder if Lauren
does. She will ship.
Knit and Pretty. Then mine is only available online. Or next week, if you go to the Great Basin Fiber Arts Fair, which is in it's in Farmington, Utah, and it is on the 10th and 11th of May, and I will be vending there, and Emily's going to be hanging out there with me and helping, and she'll be far more helpful than I was helpful last year.
Well, I'll be helping you.
Yeah. That's how helpful I was.
No, I will for sure be helping, but I'm also going to be shopping, and I'm going to be visiting, and I'm going to be knitting, so
I'm going to be in the back building. There's 2 buildings in the very back. I just found out yesterday.
Destination Candy Shop Yarns.
Yes. The nice thing about being where I am is there's actually room for people to go and sit. If I was in a different spot, one of them that I requested, there wouldn't be very much room for people to hang out, but where I am, there will be room. So that will be nice.
Yes, it will be. So come visit us.
I know.
Please come visit us. We would love to see you.
I was sad to hear this morning Amanda from Little Bitty Delights, she was going to come and stay with her RV and her husband down there, and I was so excited because I was going to see her and hang out, and my husband and I decided we were going to take our RV and go hang out there because then we could stay at night and visit with people and just because that would be fun. But so I'm sad that I won't see her. But
she's not able to come.
No.
Oh, that's too bad.
But we do have other friends that are going to be there, so that will be fun to see any of you. And I just have to show you this pretty bin.
This is a pretty bin. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I love this.
And it's like, and I want that one, and that one, and that one. Oh, I definitely need this one.
So I have 3 new cotton candy colorways. I have lemon, orange, and lime. And then I always have bubblegum, grape, blue raspberry, and mint. But I have them all caked up because mohair, when you dye it, it becomes this, looks like a matted mess kind of thing. And it's not fluffy cotton candy. So I reskein it. And I'm just going to tell you that I don't have a reskeiner. So I wind it into a cake. Those of you who dye and reskein things, you'll be like, you are a crazy woman. Yes, I am, I know. I cake it up and then I wind it back on my Swift like this. Like this, forever and ever and ever. And so that's why I don't do a lot of mohair, because it takes forever. I'm like saving up to get a reskeiner. But I'm doing mohair there because I love everybody.
I'm trying to decide the combination. I think I need to knit
See, I know they're all good. She's like, all of them. There's
I was
7
just
colors,
thinking-
Emily. You left one off.
Oh, yeah, just put it in there. Just put it, okay, there you go. I need to knit something with just this.
So I was telling
Wow.
my husband the other day, like, when I was really stressed trying to get all of my stuff done, and my daughter's like, if it's so stressful, why do you do it? I'm like, well, I can love things and still have it be stressful at times, but this is why I do it. Because then when we have all of these lined up and I lay them out,
Yes.
and I come out and look at it, and then I almost like have an emotional happy cry, because
So pretty.
color makes me so happy. It is such a gift from God. I didn't realize how, I mean, I always have been thankful for color. That may seem strange, but once my daughter started losing her colors, her ability to see all colors, I really recognized what an impact it has on us emotionally and spiritually. And so when she was able to see colors again, it was so rejuvenating for her, and she's losing her colors again slowly. And I think that we're seeing that that's a way that we can gauge how she's doing emotionally and physically, is she kind of loses her colors when it's not as well, and then she can regain them. So I just recognize how much that impacts me and how much that makes a difference. So my husband thinks it's kind of crazy, and I'll come out to my sewing room and I get kind of misty-eyed because I have these out here lined up, and I'm like, I'm just so happy looking at it. So
I think that, I don't know if you do this. Knowing you and me, you probably do, because I do. I talk to the yarn when I'm...
of course. Of course.
I'm like, oh, you're so pretty. Oh, you're a lovely one. You know?
Well, I told you, I'm cuddling the sock on the sock form like this, and yarn I cuddle. I mean, we had some young women over in our neighborhood, and while I was dyeing yarn, and they were like, what are you doing? Because it smells like sheep and goats. When you do mohair, it doesn't smell great. But I was telling what I was doing, and they're like, oh, well, that's interesting. You know, you kind of get these reactions from people. And then I was showing them some of the yarn that was finished, and I didn't realize, but I didn't realize I do this. It's subconscious that I like hold it and I sniff it like this, and I was doing that, and they're looking at me. Okay, I'm like, smell it. It smells good. Okay.
Oh, I know. I got a peppermint Tuft Woolens sock soap bar in the peppermint flavor. And it's just sitting there at my sink, and I just walk by it. It just smells so good.
You gotta engage all of the senses.
Yes, this
all
is important.
All of the senses.
Yep.
All right.
I think that's everything. But yes, come visit us next weekend. We would love to see you. I think we still have some pins from Meanwhile We're at the Castle. I have some. I'll bring some pins.
I didn't have very many because remember, you never pulled yours out, and
I know you. I have a bunch. I've got some Meanwhile at the Castle pins I'll bring. And anyway, just come and find us and say hello. So,
okay.
See you later.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.